Hello, welcome to Action Over Anger. Last time we discussed the natural right from God to life, liberty, and property, and that these rights are given to each and every human being. Collective authority is drawn from individual authority. If you have rights, you have the right to use force to defend them. So individuals come together to create a collective, and that collective acts justly when it seeks the defense and support of the life, liberty, and property of each and every individual. As such, it is inappropriate for the collective to do that which would be inappropriate for the individual to do. There's this attitude that power and authority are drawn from the people. This doesn't exactly state the reality of the situation if you're talking about justice, because the people cannot transfer and negate their own natural rights. So what the collective does have the right to do and the authority to do is to use force in the protection of the life, liberty, and property of all groups and individuals. So justice is the use of force to create injustice. You cannot use force to create something good. It doesn't build up, it destroys. So when you attempt to use force to create and mold and shape and build the people into what you as the legislator want them to be, this actually erodes justice and becomes tyranny. This demonstrates itself through false philanthropy. When the government attempts to do something good that should be done, someone needs to be doing it. It's just that the government, everything it does by force. What it gives, it has to first take, and what it does with good intent, it commands and forces be done. I can give numerous examples of this, and we'll talk more about it later. But I'm sure that most of you have experienced some aspect of this. For instance, children need to be educated, and it is their parents' responsibility. Once upon a time, communities came together, hired a teacher, appointed a school board, and you sent your child to school or you didn't. That was your choice. But as it became more federalized, you have an enormous amount of power and control coming from the federal government and state governments. The parents' opinions and desires don't really matter. Who's footing the bill for the education? All the parents, but all the other citizens also. So people are having to pay and support an educational system they may not agree with. And if you do not send your child to school and you can't prove they're being educated, you'll get a court summons. And you may even have Child Protective Services showing up at your house to investigate you. Now, does the state own your child? No, they do not own your child. And they don't have any money. Whatever they have, they've taken. And so it is turning a good thing on its head and becoming a tool of tyranny when the government steps in and says, we will take over education. This is how your child will be educated. We will tell you what classes your child is to take and have. And if your child does not show up, you better have a good reason why, or you will be summoned to court. So this is where false philanthropy comes in. We attempt to give legislators the power and the authority to shape and mold the people into what they think they should be. And of course, political positions attract the worst amongst us. They do not attract the most angelic statesmen who only want the good of the people and to protect the people. It typically attracts people who want power and want to tell you what to do. So, law is a force that cannot be used to create good, but must be used to destroy injustice. And what is injustice? Injustice is the erosion of our natural rights to life, liberty, and property.